Let's talk about David Littleproud. Firstly, your reaction to his decision. You know what this is like to be at the absolute front of it, and I'm sure there are those moments where you go, you know what, I don't care what happened last week, I just can't do this anymore. What do you think of him saying that's it, he's done as the leader of the Nats?
Don't believe it. That's unfortunately. Look, the first thing I'd say right at the outset, if there's some salacious thing out there, I don't want to have any part of it, and I wish him and Amelia all the best. But this just does not stack up. Okay, it does not comport, as they say. First of all, why did you do an announcement on a Tuesday during the MPI, which is a matter of public importance, that the National Party was speaking on, so it's your party speaking on it, whilst I was speaking on it? Why'd you go out and decide to do a press conference without any of your party around you? Why didn't you wait for Friday and say, look, I've got a serious statement to make. I think you'll all know what it is when I say it. I'd really like you all around me whilst I say it. I'm going to say it at 7:30 on Thursday evening. If it was so much that it's got you buggered, and I imagine that's a very unpleasant experience, but if that's the case, well, why didn't you do it before the Farah pre-selection and let a new leader go down to the Farah pre-selection, but you're still the leader, but you weren't actually at the pre-selection, you're in Stanthorpe? Or even better still, seeing you were feeling uncomfortable, why didn't you do it when Sussan stepped down? Because when Sussan stepped down, that would allow a clean sheet for people to go forward. So, sorry, I don't buy this. There's something on here, and within the course of time, I'm sure we'll find out what it is.
Yep, these things, if they are there, they always end up being spoken of. But imagine if there was a scenario where, and you know what this is like, when you either have the numbers and it's time to move on, or somebody's starting to get them around you. What about that possibility that maybe after seeing a couple of the standalone polls of the Nats, where it was very low single figures, that maybe that was when either the two of the people who've thrown their hat in the ring, that maybe they were starting to get the WhatsApp chats going, and he thought, you know what, I'm not going to do this by 1,000 cuts, I'll jump now.
Yes, I've been there too. You'd organise a press conference and let everybody know. You would do a 90-second statement at the end of the week. It wouldn't be a surprise to anybody. I don't think he was under any threat, to be quite frank. I don't think he had any threat to his numbers at all. I think he had locked in a sort of a coterie of very close people who had senior positions. I'd say to the next person who takes it on, make sure you pick your best players, not your best mates. You pick your best mates, you won't go that well. And obviously in One Nation we'll be watching it with interest, but not distracted by it. It's another unfortunate thing. It's delivered the coalition yet again back to the canyon of chaos, and they're changing leaders again. So we've been married, divorced, married, divorced, married. One of the partners left, but you stayed married. Then the other partner left and he stayed married. So you're married, but they're just two completely different people in the relationship.
The secret second family somewhere. All right. If you were a Nationals MP, and obviously you're not, and obviously it matters who they end up picking, right now Kevin Hogan, the deputy, Matt Canavan up in the Senate, obviously, such a great media performer, who would you vote for?
Well, I would say that I'd be putting the kiss of death on whoever I selected, because it would not help their resume.
Fair enough.
So, I think that let's go back. We were quite happy with David, to be quite frank, and we were hoping he was going to stay there for a long while.
Yeah, I think I can speak politicianese, and you're a very straight shooter, but I think I may know which of the two potentially changes part of the game. So, just randomly, I have a grab of Matt Canavan here, where he was on with Andrew Bolt a bit earlier, and he was aiming directly at Pauline and One Nation, because, of course, you're not just looking to fiddle around with a lunchbox. You want to eat their lunch. Let's roll the tape.
I would say, Andrew, Pauline Hanson has been in politics for 30 years, more than double the time I've been in politics. But I struggle to point to one hospital improvement, one dam, one road that Pauline Hanson has improved. In my time in politics, we've helped build the Rocky Ring Road. We've built the Rookwood Weir, the first dam for farming in Queensland for a generation. We've got behind real things that make a real difference to people's lives.
Your response, Barnaby Joyce?
Well, I think I got the money for Rookwood Weir just quietly. I think I was the Deputy Prime Minister that got all the things they just mentioned because I drove a deal and I know how to drive deals. I'm very good at them. The other thing I would say is remember how it was so hard for everybody to get out of net zero. It was so hard, you couldn't do it. You had to win back teal seats. It's impossible. We'd never think about it. Then one day, the coalition woke up and One Nation's votes was at 18%. It's higher now, 18%. Within 48 hours, Paul, net zero's out. But it ain't going to stop there. See, we're just moving. And I can tell you, if One Nation gets in, the Climate Change Department, Climate Change and Energy Department, with Mr. Bowen, gone. Bye.
The big red pen will be fun to watch. Yeah, the big red pen is going to be fun to watch.
We're going to have some fun.
Now, also...
get some money
Yeah, I want to talk about
Get some
Farah
money of
here.
your money back.
I want to talk about Farah, right? Because, again... Bookies are bookies. They said Labor was going to win in 2019. Sportsbet has a market which has the Independent as the favourite, and by some margin. Then they got the Nats at number 2, and then One Nation at 3. I heard you again speaking with Andrew Clennell yesterday about why things should end up that One Nation versus the Teal. The Teals turned around and said that they're not going to put One Nation last. Again, this is all sort of games within games within games. So what does it say to you that, according to that market, it's the Independent that's likely to win?
I can't recommend that you bet, right? And I, as a player, can't bet. But let's just pretend that I'm not a politician. I would be taking some serious money out. I'd be taking some serious money on this horse race because I've been there. I know what's going on. I can assure you, poor old Nats are not going to win. They're polling at 5.5%. The Libs are at 19. We're at 28. So I don't know. What 5 and 19 still doesn't equal 28. So we know it's going to happen. The Climate 200, the Teal candidate, is going to pretend she's not a Teal candidate. Last time I met this lady, her name was Tony Windsor. Okay, and then what's going to happen is they'll try and grab all those other disparate boots and wear riding boots at the sale yards and say, "Oh, I'm for the country." Then they'll get down here, and the only place you'll ever see them is about 3 feet away from the Labor Party on every division, and that's the way it works. So it really will come down to the Liberal Party and to the Nationals, whether they put the Teal, the Climate 200 Socialists above One Nation. And if they do, I imagine that Climate 200 candidate's got a very good chance. But if they stick with their philosophies, then I'd say One Nation has a very good chance. And that is being honest, because if I was being dishonest, say, we're an outside chance, we're the underdog. No, we're not. We're going very well, and we've got an incredibly good candidate in David Farley. But it's not across the line. It is going to come to preferences. Let's see where the preferences go. Good man. Well, thank you for giving me much paperwork in a meeting tomorrow. So may I just simply say, bet responsibly and you always lose more than you win. Thank you, Barnaby. Do appreciate. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you soon. How good is he?